5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's weekly media roundup, 5:45 Live. Tonight we broadcast live from the Brooks House Atrium in downtown Brattleboro for a special remote broadcast edition. I'm Roland Boyde.
And I'm Sherlock. On deck tonight, we'll catch you up on Shumlin's trip to Paris as world leaders from around the globe work around the clock on climate change talks, show you footage from Bernie's speech in Keene last weekend that still has everyone talking, and we'll jump into the holiday craze ourselves with some seasonal greetings.
All that and more, and we'll do it in just 15 minutes. So stick with us right here on 5:45 Live.
Happy holidays from the Brattleboro Recreation and Parks Department.
Hi, I'm Steve Barrett, Director of Public Works. I'm wishing you a happy holidays and hope you have safe travels.
This is Captain Mark Kerrigan with the Brattleboro Police Department. Keep your house locked up. Property crimes of all type increase this time of year. Thank you for watching and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from the Brattleboro Fire Department.
Happy holidays from the Town of Brattleboro.
Welcome back to this December 11th, 2015 edition of 5:45 Live as we broadcast live from the Brooks House Atrium in downtown Brattleboro. Now that's footage of Town of Brattleboro employees as they worked with BCTV producer Maria Dominguez to record their annual holiday greetings to show on BCTV. There'll be a full holiday greetings piece that'll run in between programs all through up until Christmas here on BCTV, where they talk about how to be safe with things like your Christmas lights, burning candles, keeping your gifts out of sight so your car doesn't get broken into, all sorts of stuff like that. We're going to show that, and we might even show you a few more things like bloopers in the tail end of the show, but we're going to get right into headlines here. So Abby, I'll turn it back over to you.
With that, time to launch into the headlines and start by taking you to Paris, where Vermont's own governor, Peter Shumlin, joined world leaders from across the globe at the United Nations Conference on Climate Change. One of just 3 U.S. governors asked by the White House to attend. Shumlin wasn't the only Vermont presence in the French capital, though, as 2 Vermont protesters from the group Sustain Vermont made the cross-Atlantic trek to protest Vermont's involvement with natural gas, attempting to disrupt the governor as he spoke publicly, something the governor later told Burlington Free Press was an interruption that went almost unnoticed. And while the governor cited Vermont's own ban on fracking for natural gas in response to the protests, Sustain Vermont reaffirmed to the media that Vermont's involvement with natural gas is much more involved than the in-state fracking ban would suggest, as plans for the Kinder Morgan pipeline that would be carrying natural gas through the Green Mountain State, which have been met with little resistance from the governor's office, leading some to question if the governor is only against natural gas fracked at the expense of his own state, but not gas fracked elsewhere.
All right, we're going to get you Bernie footage in a moment, as promised. But first, one previously unsung hero of last month's Valgar Street fire in Brattleboro is just 9 years old. For more on this in-depth story, we take you to the video of the Reformer's Christopher Ratter. He's their photographer, and he's posted this clip.
Wednesday, December 2nd of 2015, a surprise party was held at the Vernon Fire Department in honor of Austin Lee Panett, a 9-year-old boy who rescued his 3-year-old brother from a fire. Lee Panett was taught fire safety at the Academy School in Brattleboro. He used this knowledge to help his family members evacuate his home, which caught fire November 7th, 2015 on Valgar Street in Brattleboro.
So I was asleep and then there was light shining through my eyelids, so then I woke up and then I was trying to block the light, then I heard cracking.
Leanne Kukowski, the owner of Levitt Toys Consignment Shop in Brattleboro, organized a surprise party for Lee Panett where he and his family were given Christmas presents, pizza, and cake. He also walked away with his very own firefighter helmet and a certificate signed by the fire chief of Vernon.
That clip courtesy of Reformer photographer Christopher Ratter, who posts along with other Reformer reporters and photographers to the Reformer's tout.com channel, tout.com/BratReformer, where you can see those short video clips that they upload from the field on the go as they report. And in this case, an in-depth story we get a chance to play there. All right, we're going to move on in the headlines here, and for that I'll turn it back over to you, Abby.
Democratic Party candidate Bernie Sanders was recently in the area and gave a speech in Keene, New Hampshire on Saturday, December 5th at a town hall meeting. His speech aligned with the World Climate Change Summit in Paris we mentioned earlier, as he discussed his plans to cut United States carbon pollution in a speech attended by more than 1,000 supporters.
I want to make sure that the planet that we leave to those children and children throughout the world is a planet that is healthy and a planet that is habitable.
I looked there at a short clip of Bernie Sanders' speech at Keene State College. Thanks to Esler Areste and Maria Dominguez, BCTV producers, who got that video, and it's going to show in its entirety. 2 clicks up the dial on our government and education sister channel, Channel 10, and you can find it to stream that whole clip at BrattleboroTV.org. All right, next up, the Brattleboro Select Board continues their marathon of meetings held weekly with a look at their latest financial numbers as budget season heats up.
Financial statement preparation, financial analyses, project fiscal management, like the wastewater plant upgrade. We do capital asset accounting, and last but not least, trash and recycling coordination.
With the Select Board meeting each and every week, there's a series of regular and special meetings. You can find the latest one from this past Tuesday at the Brattleboro Select Board landing page at BrattleboroTV.org.
All right, next up, the Brattleboro Retreat has been restored to a deemed status after being released from a systems improvement agreement that it was under for more than a year. This agreement was put into place to improve patient rights, environment, and insurance programs. The hospital released a statement saying that they have been working towards this milestone since being put under the systems improvement agreement. Officials are now looking at options to add a unit where adolescents would receive inpatient care, a long-term goal for the hospital. The restoration was made effective on December 1st.
All right, next up, much has been made of just how the funds in Vermont's own decommissioning trust fund will be spent, with the Attorney General's office filing earlier this fall to overturn an NRC ruling that would allow Entergy to use trust money to fund elements of the Safstor process. But in spite of the NRC's ruling, Entergy officials have opted to seek a private line of credit to fund the transition to dry cask storage in the hopes that the loan amount and the subsequent interest generated by that loan will all be charged ultimately to the Department of Energy for their failure to build a national spent fuel repository, even as they continue to collect and add to 30 years of money from nuclear power plants across the U.S. for this repository's express purpose.
There was concern about how that would be funded and really how that dollar amount, although necessary, would remove a pretty good percentage of the funding that's in the Nuclear Decommissioning Trust Fund. So we've agreed to use a line of credit to do that, and when we're done in the future, we will seek to get recovery from the Department of Energy. The Department of Energy contractually is obligated to ultimately take ownership of the nuclear fuel, not only from our site, from all sites.
Now, that's an excerpt from the most recent episode of Safstor Matters, the monthly program produced at BCTV by Entergy VY communications consultant Marty Cohn, entitled Safstor Matters, in which Marty talks with Vermont Yankees site vice president Chris Wamser about the decommissioning process. Now, Safstor Matters isn't the only Vermont Yankee-related show on BCTV this week, as last night's Vermont NDCAP, or Nuclear Decommissioning Citizen Advisory Panel meeting, can be now found at BrattleboroTV.org. That's a 19-member citizen advisory panel that includes a fair diversity of views on the post-nuclear power process at Vermont Yankee, and it can, again, all be found on BCTV's website. In addition, you can check out the half-hour studio program Speaking Truth to Power, hosted by area resident Gary Sachs, as he looks to bring viewpoint balance to the BCTV airwaves in the wake of Safstor Matters' own TV debut. He's got 2 episodes and a third on the way. Again, Speaking Truth to Power, all at BrattleboroTV.org.
We're going to launch into the calendar in just a minute, but first, a look back at last weekend's Jingle Bell Jog, a Brattleboro Area Chamber of Commerce sponsored holiday-themed and holiday-costumed 5K race from the base of the Brooks House Tower and leading all through town. And 545 Live correspondent James Van Slyven was there to capture the magic.
This is the Jingle Bell Jog, 2nd annual Jingle Bell Jog. It's the finish line. Oh.
All right, with that, it's time to launch into our BCTV video calendar. This is all sponsored by the Brattleboro Savings and Loan. As their generous contributions to BCTV each year help fund a weekly look at area upcoming events. And we'll start with the ultimate holiday performance, the Nutcracker. As this month, Company of Muses joins forces with the Brattleboro School of Dance to present the beloved Tchaikovsky masterpiece with several performances at the New England Youth Theater, starting next Friday, that's December 18th, and Saturday the 19th at 7 p.m., with a Sunday, December 20th, showing at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Moise, Director at Brattleboro School of Dance in Brattleboro, Vermont. We are currently in pre-production for the Nutcracker being performed at New England Youth Theater December 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Speaking of holiday-themed events, Brooks Memorial Library's annual Holly Jolly Gingerbread Craft Time with 2 separate sessions tomorrow, Saturday, December 12th, the first running from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the second from 1 to 3 p.m. as the library offers area youngsters a chance to make their own edible house of graham crackers, icing, and candy. And as a quick note on that, pre-registration is required to the event. To be sure to give the children's room a call in advance at 802-254-5290, extension 110.
And now, speaking of the library, the Children's Room next week will play host to Makerspace legend Tanaya Hurst, who's offering a free beginner robotics workshop, an exclusive Bumblebot class, as area attendees will learn to engineer, adjust, alter, and change their own Bumblebots till they can do a waggle dance of their own. Again, it's completely free, introduction to robotics. It'll be in the meeting room on the 3rd floor of the library from 3:30 to 5 p.m. this coming Tuesday, December 15th, and you don't need to pre-sign up for that. You can just show up 3:30, library room, meeting room on the 3rd floor of the library.
Next up on the calendar, there will be a holiday beer and wine tasting at the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center downtown tonight with over 40 types of beer and wine to sample. There will be live music by Chris Wiseman, and the proceeds from the $20 tickets will benefit the Groundworks Collaborative charity.
All right, time to move on in the calendar coverage here. The Brattleboro area Jewish community will be hosting their annual Hanukkah party and Latka feast tonight from 6 to 8 p.m., where they'll be lighting the candles along with singing, dancing, and games. And you can find out more information on this event at bacjvermont.org.
The a cappella group will be teaming up with the Putney Central School Chorus for the 2nd annual a cappella holiday concert extravaganza tonight from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., but a tour of the newly renovated Next Stage will be given at 6 o'clock. More information of that can be found at nextstagearts.org. And if a cappella isn't your thing, the Guilford Chamber Singers will be performing sacred and secular selections with direction by Tom Baer starting at 8 o'clock.
All right, that just about does it here for our calendar. Plenty of calendar stuff there. But now we'll launch into the weather, courtesy of the high school's morning news advisory broadcast crew, BUHS TV. What's this weekend's weather look like, guys?
39 is going to be the low, 55 is going to be the high, and then Sunday is going to be 57, which is going to be pretty nice. I'm probably just going to chill that day, and then a low of 46. So yeah, it's going to be a decent weekend. But then Monday, it's about to rain. Ooh, and it's about to rain. So, yeah, it's about to be a good day on Monday.
That does it for another edition of 545 Live. Be sure to join us again for another live broadcast next Friday right here on BCTV Comcast Channel 8 at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, thanks for watching.
We're all going to do it at once, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do it once.
We got that.
All right. Happy holidays from the Brattleboro Recreation and Parks Department. Can we start over?
Keep your burning candles.
You're gonna start all over again.
We're gonna start all over again.
You're gonna start all over again.